Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
There are 3 NFL teams that can clinch a playoff spot this weekend, and the Dallas Cowboys are one of them, along with NFC foes Philadelphia and San Francisco. Aside from a win, Dallas would need other scenarios to fall into place to clinch as soon as Week 14, all of which include the Vikings, Packers, and Seahawks losing or tying, and a few cases beyond that. But first and foremost, the Cowboys would need a win against a favorite to win the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles, who got pounced by the 49ers on Sunday, 42-19.
Yes, we want to get to this 10th win. We understand where they are, get to this 10th win. So that's really, I really do like the stretch that we're getting ready to be on in this, and I'll talk to the team more about this on Wednesday. But, when you look at the teams that we're getting ready to line up, and obviously Philadelphia is all that matters right now. I mean, this is an excellent opportunity for us to play in playoff type games without playoff consequences, and I think that serves very well because December football is something that I've always enjoyed. I think it's a great indication of where you are as a team and what you need to obviously do to get into the playoffs and be ready for the playoffs. So we're looking for it. I mean, it's the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't think you have to say anything more than that.
It'll be a big, big game. Sunday Night Football, a 7:20 kick. Smithson Valley product and AAC Defensive Player of the Year Trey Moore announced today on X that he's entering the NCAA transfer portal. This, of course, is a huge loss for the UTSA football team. The star edge rusher set a program record this season with 14 sacks, which is also tied for the most in the nation as a redshirt sophomore, and played a pivotal role in UTSA's 8-4 season. Moore has proved himself to be among the best in college football despite playing in the AAC, so playing for a bigger program with more eyes will certainly gain him more credibility. UTSA will face Marshall in the Frisco Bowl December 19th without Trey Moore. Tomorrow night, the San Antonio Spurs tip off in Minneapolis against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who own the best record in the NBA. The T-Wolves haven't been at full strength as of late, but it's likely they'll get their star Anthony Edwards back in time to face the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama is also expected to return to the court after missing Friday's game against the Pelicans. Now, if you followed along from the beginning, you know Wembanyama has made major improvements in his game since the start of the season. The French rookie credits his evolving patience and understanding for the game as to why.
How I feel is whenever I do my thing and I take my time and get to my spot, it's always a basket, and I feel very comfortable in those stretches. But I gotta, I still rush, I still turn the ball over, and this is what we're working on, and it goes through a lot of talking, and realizing.
Both teams will be rested when they square off. Minnesota will have had a 4-day break, and the Spurs 5. It'll be a 6:30 tip-off on ESPN, another nationally televised game.
It'll be an interesting game.
Mm-hmm. It will be.
Yeah. Thanks, Mary.
Our KSAT Q&A with Mayor Ron Nirenberg is up next.
It has been a little while since we sat down and talked to the mayor live. Well, we're going to rectify that tonight in our KSAT Q&A. Mayor Ron Nirenberg joins us now live. Mr. Mayor, thank you for coming back on. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Right off the top, on Thursday, you and your fellow council members will be voting on CPS Energy rate hikes. You've already voted on it once as a member of the Board of Trustees at CPS Energy. You voted yes. I'm guessing your opinion hasn't changed. Why do you think these rate hikes are so important?
Well, it's important because CPS Energy is an essential community asset. It is our utility company, and it's owned by the public, and it means that we all have a collective responsibility to make sure that we maintain it. If we don't maintain it, then we will be at risk of what we've seen in other communities when the lights go out. So this is not something anyone enjoys, having to increase rates, but we do have to keep up with the cost of inflation. We have to make sure that we're maintaining the equipment that we have. We have to make sure that we continue to improve the cables and the wires and all the other infrastructure. And then, of course, we have to keep up with the demand of electricity in our community, which requires us to bring on more gigawatts of electricity. Some of the plants age out, and we've got almost 5,000 megawatts that have to be replaced in the upcoming years. So this is a relatively small increase in the base rates that will keep CPS Energy being the cheapest electric utility in the state, and keep us one of the least expensive, least costly utilities in the entire country. So I think that there's been a lot of due diligence. Of course, we never enjoy the process of having to increase rates, but in this case, it is necessary to do that to make sure that we have a utility that we can rely on.
Does the fact that this is the second one in 2 years and there's another one to come give you pause at all?
Well, that's how we have to keep up with the costs that we know are coming in terms of increasing capacity, et cetera. This is a public utility, and that means that all the business of the utility happens in the public. If this was a private company, rates would be raised and no one would even get to offer their opinion about it. The challenge is CPS Energy has found itself in a period of underinvestment for a number of years. 2 years ago, when we did the 3.85% rate adjustment, it had been almost a decade since the last rate increase, and CPS had fallen behind in terms of the investments necessary to keep it a strong utility. One of the things that we have to invest in, for instance, is the electronic system to make sure that we're shielded against cybersecurity attacks, which are obviously really important for us to guard against, but also the actual operations of the equipment, the generators, et cetera, that keep electrons flowing through those wires. We've got to upgrade that equipment. So it had been quite a long time. When CPS originally came out 2 years ago, they said they were going to need about a 14% rate adjustment. We said that is really untenable. We can't do that. Let's smooth those out and make them slower, make them smaller increases over time rather than doing one large increase to catch up after all those years. So this is part of it. But again, it's to keep our utility strong and reliable, but also make sure that our rates are the most affordable in the state, and we're doing all of those things.
So the percentage we're talking about increase, 4.25%, just so everyone's clear on that. And the point about the timing, the one you made, is one that I keep, focusing on here. For 8 years prior to that last increase in 2021, there was not an increase for 8 years for CPS customers. So are you saying, when you talk about a period of underinvestment, are you saying in those 8 years, that was a time when CPS essentially was falling behind? Because something I've wondered is, okay, how did we go 8 years without an increase? And now we're looking at increases consistently over the next 2 years, every 2 years for potentially the next few.
I believe so. And you can be the judge, Myra. I mean, this is an electronic system, for instance, that hasn't been replaced in 20 years. In utility industry, as a reference point, that'd be like operating Windows 95 at home. So there's a lot of things that have to be invested in over time. When we talk about the number of megawatts that we're going to lose in terms of plants aging out, that's something that we have to plan for well in advance. And we've got to do that. Perhaps we should have started doing that a while ago by steadily increasing rates, but we didn't do that. We kept them low. So we're going to have to start catching up a little bit. And again, this 3.85% that was increased 2 years ago, followed by this 4.25%, these are smaller increases over time that keep us still the most affordable electric utility in the state, and one that is strong and reliable in the most extreme weather events.
I want to skip to the Migrant Resource Center now, that's down on San Pedro in an old CPS Energy building. Are you comfortable with the numbers that you're seeing at the Migrant Resource Center? Is the city and Catholic Charities that operate that center able to keep up with the numbers you're seeing right now?
Well, I'll say this. No one is comfortable with the numbers. This is an extremely difficult situation. The folks that are coming across the border are seeking asylum in our country. They're using a legal process. So those who are here are legal, are legally here. And so we have a challenge on our hands to make sure that two things. One, that we protect public safety. And two, we keep this process that is broken, the immigration process that has been unfixed by Congress for 30 years, that we keep this process smooth and efficient and orderly. That's what San Antonio is focused on, because obviously here at the local level, we can't fix our immigration system. But what we can do is protect public safety and keep this a smooth operation so that we not only protect public safety, but also treat people with common dignity. That's what we've been able to do with this Migrant Resource Center. Now, the numbers are challenging. I just had a meeting with our Congressman Cuellar. I've talked to our other congressmen, and we had a call with Secretary Mayorkas just a couple of days ago to talk about the situation, the assistance that we need from the federal government. But this is also the reality. This is not something that the administration fixes on its own. Congress has responsibility over immigration policy in this country, and Congress has failed to act for a generation. That's why we're in this situation. But at the local level, we're going to keep it orderly. We're going to protect public safety. And we're also going to treat people with common dignity who are here, again, legally under the constructs of American law.
I know it's hard to predict the future and any possible changes we may see from Congress, but in your eyes, is the Migrant Resource Center a permanent fixture for the foreseeable future in San Antonio?
You know, nothing's permanent, but I will tell you this, until we have, until we modernize and have some immigration reform at the national level, we're going to see these migrant surges. It happens during Democratic administrations. It happens during Republican administrations. Congress, meanwhile, has not acted to reform our immigration system. So we're going to see these migration surges. What we have to do in San Antonio is not going to change. We've got to protect public safety, and we've got to keep it an orderly process that treats people with dignity. And so the solution for that is to have a center where we can conduct those operations so the migrant surges aren't spilling out all over town, which is what happened before we had a Migrant Resource Center. So, it's a difficult question to answer, Myra, but until Congress acts to reform our immigration system, communities are going to be challenged to handle this. And I believe San Antonio has been a model city in the way we've handled it, both protecting public safety, but also treating people with dignity.
Mayor Ron Nirenberg, always appreciate your time. And we wanted to get to charter amendments and some other things, but we'll save that for the next time we visit. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much.
I'll be back, and happy holidays to you both.
You as well. We'll be right back.
Snow on Christmas Day. It's something a lot of people dream of, but the chances of it happening here in the Alamo City seem to be slim to none.
We can dream, though,
yeah.
Right? Tonight, meteorologist Sarah Spivey tells us the actual chances of getting snow on the ground this Christmas.
Are you dreaming of a white Christmas in San Antonio in the Hill Country? Well, keep on dreaming. I hate to be a Grinch, but the odds of a white Christmas in San Antonio are only 1 in 1,000. Those odds are similar to if you went to the grocery store, picked up an egg and cracked it open and found 2 yolks. Not impossible, but just not very likely. But back in 2004, San Antonio came close. There was a lot of snowfall on Christmas morning for areas like Corpus Christi, Galveston, and Victoria, and even in the valley. The Alamo City has never seen a white Christmas in its recorded history, but we still get plenty cold. In fact, just last year in 2022, we had our second coldest Christmas ever, when in the morning the thermometer reached 22 degrees. But of course, it can also get plenty warm too. The hottest Christmas we've ever had, it got up to 90. So what does this Christmas have in store? Well, we still got to wait for that forecast. Make sure to follow your weather authority. We'll have your latest Christmas forecast details on air, online, and on our KSAT Weather Authority app. Merry Christmas, everyone.
90 degrees on Christmas.
Sarah looks nothing like the Grinch.
Thank you. Oh, no, she
saying she doesn't want to be the Grinch.
No. She's more of a Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, absolutely. Totally. Nailed it. Nailed it.
I just want to know if you were in the background with the sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells, well, I do have them on one of my custom-made Christmas hats that I wear around. It's a red, felt cowboy hat with the thing on it, and then I glued some of the bells on, so everywhere I go, so I'm like a dog. You can't miss me.
Yeah, you're not sneaking up on anybody.
No. Yeah. All right, we have a new thermometer ornament winner. Brittany Craddock of San Antonio. I just sent you the email confirming this. Go to ksat.com/thermometer to enter the drawing. We'll see you in a few minutes to talk about our next cold front.
All right, let's talk about the forecast again. And I'm stuck on those 30s in the morning.
Yeah.
For lows.
Yeah, next week. Oh, Sunday, actually. Sunday morning, we'll dip down into the 30s around San Antonio. Probably upper 30s at that point, but definitely cooler as you get into the hill country at that point. We'll talk about that cold front in a minute and its effects before it and after it, because there's going to be some changes before it as well. But actually a few more great shots came into KSAT Connect. We love it. Snap, share, snap, post, and we can share. Yeah, this is great. Mission has spotted park. Beautiful. And another good drone shot. A few beautiful shots from this evening. Another beautiful sunset. Not quite the 10 out of 10 we had previous days, but I still love to see what we have out there. No complaints from me. Temperatures falling off quickly as we speak. And by tomorrow morning at sunrise, bus stop, 41 in Hondo and Pleasanton, 43 Uvalde, upper 30s through most of the hill country, even some nooks and crannies of the hill country in the mid 30s. 43 in Helotes and around San Antonio will be most likely around 43 degrees. So dress in layers again, because tomorrow a cool morning, but similar in the afternoon near 70. Thursday we do it all over again, but 47 to start the day. Then it's downright unseasonably warm at sunrise, both Friday and Saturday. At that point, we're talking low to mid 60s, but this is what Myra was referring to right here. Sunday morning, get up and out for church. It's 38 degrees outside. That's at sunrise. Same story with Monday morning. So there will be some ups and downs, not just with the morning temperatures, but also the afternoon temperatures. It just won't be quite as pronounced with those afternoon highs. Dipping down into the 50s in parts of North Texas, low 60s here in town. The colder air is off to the north. Generally 30s, some upper 20s in the northern U.S. Now that colder air is going to sit there for a little while. Cold front doesn't really develop until Friday. Then by midday Saturday, it makes it through our neck of the woods, pulling in some of that cooler air from the north. And you're not going to feel it so much on Saturday as you will Sunday morning. What you'll notice on Saturday is the wind. It's going to be howling out of the northwest up to 35 miles per hour at times. And remember, that's the cedar breeze on Saturday. It's that time of year. High temperature 70s, and then we get back down to near 60 behind that front for the high temperature on Sunday. So those afternoons will be affected, just not as much as the morning lows. Dew point still low, dry. Our air is fairly dry. That slowly changes throughout the day on Thursday, increasing humidity by Friday. You feel the mugginess. It's going to be downright muggy on Friday. And that will also lead to some morning fog both Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, a mixture of sun and clouds, some high thin clouds, 43 in the morning, 64 at noon, right near 70 for the high temperature, and just a 10% chance, 10 to 20% chance of a few stray showers Saturday morning with that front. I wish I had better news about rain chances, but I don't.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
We're going to talk Christmas songs and a lady who's rocking it in the bus.
In the buzz today, Christmas spirit is really blowing up on one street in Madison, Wisconsin. About a dozen or so neighbors decorated their lawn with the exact same 12-foot blow-up Santa Claus. The idea was sparked when a group of neighbors were watching Hallmark Christmas movies.
It took off from there, and a social media post about the Santas blew up. Some families that don't celebrate Christmas joining in ways that work for them, like putting up a giant polar bear. With Christmas less than a month away, neighbors hope every nearby house participates in some way. Well, an old Christmas classic is taking over the charts. No, I'm not talking about the human tuba. Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree is #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 songs for the first time ever. The 1958 holiday anthem seeing a resurgence, nearly 35 million streams of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree and 21 million radio plays so far this year.
My cousin from Kentucky is watching right now. Big fan of the human tuba. So if you know, you know. Lee was just 13 years old when she recorded Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Ahead of the song's 65th anniversary, she dropped an official music video featuring country singers Tanya Tucker and Trisha Yearwood. 13 years old. I didn't know that.
And I didn't know it had been #1 before.
Me either.
It's a great song.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. That is all our time here at 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for watching.
See you on the Night Beat.